everyone. I'm Janice, the reference and genealogy librarian here at the Morgan County Public Library. And my screen is half and half. I hope yours is showing a good picture of me. This is my first foray into YouTube Live, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll work on it from there. In July, I did a YouTube presentation about preserving your photographs in a scrapbook. And in that presentation, I cited several books. Well, I thought I would show you those books today and tell you a little bit about them. So all of the books are available through the Evergreen Library Consortium. So if you don't find it on our bookshelf here in the library, you can place a hold on it and have it sent here. And the first book is Creating Your Family Heritage Scrapbook. And this one's a must read if you plan to do a scrapbook with your photographs. It was created with genealogists, scrapbooks, and family historians in mind. The book leads you through what to include in your heritage album and why you should create one. It talks about organization and storage of your papers and photographs. You'll also learn what basic tools you will need. In addition to these things, it tells you what kinds of records you should look for to include in your album. And our next book is Scrapbook Storytelling. And this one shows you how to catch your stories using your own photographs, journaling, and creativity. It talks about why and how to do this. Scrapbooking makes your family history a social event, whereas if you just write about it without photos, you are creating a solitary event. Scrapbooking makes your story come alive. And the nice part about scrapbooking, according to this book, is that you can have a story as small as one sentence or a story that is more detailed and as long and complex as a book. This book lets you know what to include and where to find supplies you might need. Next up is Scrapbooking Your Family History, or just Scrapbooking Family History. And I'm going to back up here. This is Scrapbooking Family Heritage, and it makes a suggestion about how to organize your photos. It also includes suggestions for copying photographs using a photocopy machine, and includes making a color copy, even if it is black and white. Using a copier that uses powder toner and using acid and linen-free paper is what you should do, according to this book. The library's photocopier uses both and is capable of making color copies, even if the photo is deemed black and white. Why make color copies of black and white photos? Well, place a hold on a copy of this book to find out. Another interesting suggestion is to scan the lace of a bridal gown and use that for your paper. These are just a few of the many wonderful ideas you'll find in Scrapbooking Family Heritage. Scrapbooking Your Family History. You might notice a theme in these books. It's all about your family history. But this gets into specifics of scrapbooking. As you collect items, ask yourself the following questions. Who's in the photo? When was it taken? What was a certain document used for? If you cannot answer these questions about the photo and or documents you've collected, hurry up and ask your oldest relative who might know the answers. Another nice feature of the book is it talks about techniques to use, such as deacidifying, in other words, making a photocopy or on acid-free paper or archival paper, and using an archival spray, but never on photos. And it talks about distressing, tearing, chalking, sanding, and staining, all methods of distressing. It also talks about how to identify photos. I won't go into details here because I want you to get a copy of this book and look for yourself. Again, your family history. Creating your family. I got to back up. Like I said, this is live. You get me, warts and all. Creating your family heritage scrapbook. Now this one, that's interesting. Some of these books, or at least one of these books, I'll go on to say, is a Morgan County Library book. This one is not, and how you can tell is there is no barcode on the back. If there's a barcode on the back, it's probably ours, and it will say Morgan County Public Library. But somehow I've gotten mixed up, and I'll go back and show you which one is, because you might want to know that you could get it right away. But this particular book is interesting, and I believe this is the one quilters might be interested in. I'm not 100% sure, but it talks about journaling and a lot of other great things that you might like to do. And I've gotten this mixed up. But let me go back to the very first one, because I think that is the one. Ah, yes, here, this is the one. The very first one I talked to you about is a Morgan County Library book. And once this book talk is over, you can check this book out, because I'm going to check all these books back in, and you will be able to get started and get some really great ideas on how to create a family heritage scrapbook with your photos. And this one, which I mistakenly showed you first, is the one that has quilting ideas, how you can put photos on fabric and then make a quilt out of it. Has a whole chapter on that. And also on how to make other memory crafts and photos too. And that reminds me, we're going to be having another heritage craft program in October using heirloom handkerchiefs to make a bracelet. Be sure and check the October calendar on the library's website for details. Registration would be greatly appreciated, but it's not required. Now, the last book I have is a fiction book, and it's a series. It's called A Scrapbooking Mystery, and it's by Laura Childs, and it's called Keepsake Crimes. It's not only a fun to read mystery, but it includes scrapbooking tips, and it's a neat way to combine your love of mysteries and of scrapbooking. Well, that concludes this week's book talk about nonfiction and fiction scrapbook books. Please remember to check the library's calendar by visiting our website. That's at Morgan County Library, all one word, .info. That's the first four letters of information. And look up what we will be offering in-person programs. I hope, I've got my fingers crossed, I sure hope that we are able in October to have in-person programming. And you especially will want to register. I hope that you will do that. If not, it's really not required, but it helps me know how many materials to get ready, especially for the craft program. So you can sign up online at the website I just gave you, or you can call us at 765-342-3451 to register. Bye now and have a great day.